Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Today on The Real Female Entrepreneurs, we're welcoming a woman whose art blooms with emotion and beauty in every brushstroke. Born in Dublin and now painting from picturesque Norwich, she's a self taught artist with a signature style of bold color, textured landscapes, and dreamy florals. Her work captures nature's glow and our deep connection with it. She has a splash of magic and a vibrant heart. Whether it's a meadow memory or colorful canvas, she creates from a place of passion and peace. Please help me welcome the wildly talented and wonderful, vibrant Siobhan McEvoy. Welcome, Siobhan.
Oh, hi, Angel. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. That was wonderful. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. I love the paintings behind you. Are
Thank
those
you.
yours?
Yes, these are two original paintings. This pink one here that I have on my wall is one of my first paintings, and I've kept this one because this is a bit special to me. So, and this is a recent one, and I mainly sort of paint meadows and flowers, as you said. Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Thank
So,
you.
explain how you got into the entrepreneurial artistic road. It didn't start off that way, correct?
That's right. So yeah, it's a great story, and I still pinch myself, Angel. I still get goosebumps with my story. I was working in finance, in tax, in an office 9 to 5, and then lockdown hit, and I discovered this talent that I never knew I had, and I had never picked up a paintbrush in my life until then. And my husband and I were watching TV and we said, "Oh, this is really boring. Should we do something together as a couple?" And I said, "What should we do?" And he said, "Let's paint." And I sort of laughed and thought, "Okay." And he went and bought some canvases and easels on Amazon. He painted a wave and he got really frustrated and threw it out the door. And I did a cherry blossom tree and it sold like the next week. And I was like, how does this happen? And I have no idea where this came from. And I kind of this comes out of my imagination, these beautiful big flowers. And yeah, it's a wonderful story. And now I have my originals in galleries all over the UK. The main one is in London. And I have prints in major retail stores like Next and Dunelm and Wayfair. And even in the States and Walmart have my prints. And yeah, you couldn't make it up. It's an amazing story that over the last 5 years, I've developed this business and never knew this was in me at all.
So, nobody in your history, family history that you were aware of has this gift, this talent, or anything.
No, nobody that I'm aware of. And I've got a big family, big Irish family. Um, and no, just me, I guess. But I feel so privileged and lucky to have found it at this point of my life. And, it's really so therapeutic and it's not like working. I finally can say that phrase, find a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And this is it.
And I asked you, I'm like, how do you look so beautiful and you don't have paint head to toe? Because that would be me.
Oh, thank you. I am literally covered head to toe in paint. I'm really messy. I've got a studio here in the door behind me. So the rest of the house is beautiful. And you open this door and it's splattered with paint on the floor, the walls, the windows, me. It's in my hair, it's all over me. And yeah, so I just scrub up well after all the painting.
So, how did you break free from finance? So we know you started this in what, 21, 2020.
Oh, yeah, probably after uni. So yeah, around sort of 2021. And I was living in Ireland and yeah, always I was working in a law firm, working in finance and tax. And I think that's helped me with this art business because I've also got the advantage of having marketing, admin, organizational skills, all those things that came from, working in that environment. Because this is not just about painting. I've got all the marketing and the admin and all those bits. So yeah, it has come in really handy. It's almost like it was meant to be. And this is the cherry on the top.
So most entrepreneurs, especially ones that are thinking about, okay, I have a full-time job and I got to I'm maneuvering. I want to do this thing.
Yeah.
How did you maneuver? Or was it an easy move because of COVID? Or did you move physically move? If you
Yeah,
don't mind?
luckily I was working in the family business at that time, doing the marketing and a bit of finance and the HR. I was really busy, and so I feel very privileged that I can now do that from home some days of the week, or I can pop into the office. But mainly now, this is my full-time job. And I feel lucky, and because my boys now have grown up as well, I don't have the added juggle of school runs. Like that was like a Ferris wheel back in the day when you're trying to juggle family life and everything else. So it feels like the right time for me to do this, and give it my all.
So you're like a lot of us. We have like another position somewhere else, and we're doing this passion project
Yeah.
that we love that's taking off and going almost everywhere. And you're like, why am I still at the job now? Because
Yes. So this is now becoming my full-time job because, I'm earning money from something that I really enjoy. It's amazing.
it is amazing when that
Yeah.
happens. You just feel like, okay, the bowling pot lid has lifted up and it's just overflowing once once it all takes place. But you do marketing too. So that's a very creative.
Yeah, and that's really important because otherwise you're just an artist in their studio, hidden away. Nobody knows about you, so you have to push yourself out there, don't you? It's so important.
Yeah, so I wanna have a this is crazy that I'm asking this. How did you sell the cherry blossom tree in 1
Yes.
week?
So, marketing. So I put it on LinkedIn of all places, and somebody saw it, and he messaged me and said, "I'd love to buy that for my wife's birthday. How much is it?" And I thought, "Oh my God, I don't know how much to price it or anything." And I think I sold it for 60 quid, which like is nothing. But at that time, I was so shocked that actually somebody wanted to buy my painting. And looking back, the painting is so simplistic. And it's really my style has really progressed since then, but it's still got that lovely simplicity of a cherry blossom tree. And it had a man and woman walking through the trees, and he bought it for his wife, and it was lovely.
Oh, and does he even realize what it's worth today?
He's a lucky guy.
He's a lucky guy. Okay. So, all right. How do you I think you've talked about this, but I think I'd like you to go a little bit further because you still are working a little bit. Um, outside the home, you still have another job. Do you mind talking about how you balance the 2 of them and still have a family life as well?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a lot easier now because I've kind of stepped away a bit more from my previous job, but I'm still doing bits and pieces of it. And like I said, now that the children have left home, um, life is a lot easier. I'm not, having to be there for everyone 24/7. I can just sort of concentrate on me for a change, and that's really nice. I haven't been able to do that, and as many women and working mothers haven't been able to do. So that feels like a real privilege right now.
But how did you balance it when you weren't
Yeah, that's
almost full
hard.
time? How did you
Yeah,
handle that?
that is tough, and it's just like a Ferris wheel, isn't it? Sometimes, and you just feel like you don't stop. And sometimes you do have to just stop and think, I need to breathe, but it's definitely become easier.
It's easier just yeah, just
Yeah,
life and I mean, it's a ebb and flow when
it
you
is a,
deal with that. It's a ebb and flow, like, okay, I have to go pop in the office for this, but I can
yeah,
get work from home. And, I can work where I have paint head to toe, or I
Yeah,
can't have paint head to toe for that moment.
absolutely. There are days when I don't want the delivery drivers to ever see me open the door.
Hair plopped on top the head.
Hair drop, paint all over me. Yeah, it's interesting.
All right. So, what advice would you have for other women trying to build a business? And yours was just like God came down and said, "Oh, by
Yeah,
the way, Siobhan, this
yeah,
is your talent."
yeah. Mine
What
was
did
literally like that. It was like God said, "There you go. It's your time, and I'm giving this to you now. See what you do with it." And I've certainly run with it for sure. But to advise other people, I just think it is about hard work, isn't it? And pushing it forward all the time. So, that it is about hard work and not giving up on what you really want to do. I knew there was always something missing in my life, especially in my working career. I found my career quite dull and not interesting and didn't really do it for me, where this is my place. And I think what a privilege it is to find your place and to be able to do that. It is an absolute privilege. I feel very lucky, for sure.
and you know what? So, I'm going to put this out there because of your marketing background. Do you feel marketing is like a big strategy they should take on to market themselves or their product?
Absolutely. Marketing is number one because otherwise, as I said, you're just, hiding away. No one knows about you. And it's consistency as well, isn't it? That you've just got to keep on top of it all the time. So that in itself is a full-time role, keeping on top of your marketing. You've got LinkedIn, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got TikTok. And each one of those has to be updated regularly so that you're consistent and that people keep seeing you and seeing what you do, and also to show who you are. People don't just want to see the work and the paintings. They want to see who's behind the easel, who's in front of the easel, sorry. But they want to see who's doing the work, don't they? And that makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and even the ones with your hair on top of your head, I'm sure, are pulled back and stuff. Those are the fun ones, I'm right?
I still add a little bit of glamour in there. I do for all my social media. It's interesting. All my social media posts, I always coordinate my clothing to the paintings. Always. I don't know why, but it just comes to me. And if I got a pink painting, I got a pink jacket on. If I got blue, I got blue on. I always coordinate to my paintings. I've got a lot of clothes.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm a little clothes hog, so I understand.
Me too. Every wardrobe in the house is mine now. It's nice.
So, knowing what you've learned so far in building your business, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
I would tell my 18-year-old self to have more confidence and to push for your dreams, and uh, working hard is inevitable, that's a given, isn't it? And I've always been a hard worker. But I just think don't give up on your dreams.
And because you already knew deep down there was something else. You just
I
didn't know what
knew.
that something else
Yeah,
was.
exactly. Something was missing. I loved art at school, and I remember like scribbling at home and saying to my mom, "Oh, I'd love to be a fashion designer." And she was like, "No, you need to go and be a touch typist. You need a proper job." So that was kind of just pushed to the back of my mind, and now it's just come out, and at this point in my life, and it's wonderful. And my sons are so proud of me. There's
Oh,
because they're grown men now, and they say, "Mom, we're so proud of you." And that, to me, that is the biggest reward for me. To see my kids say that, it's so rewarding.
it is.
Yeah, and my husband as well. He's like super proud. Tells everybody. I have to tell him to be quiet a lot of the time. My wife this, my wife that, and I'm like, "Oh, stop."
My husband does the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, "They don't wanna hear that."
yeah. They don't want to hear that. A complete stranger does not want to hear, "Oh, my wife's a great artist," And I'm like, "Oh, please don't."
Yeah. I'm like, "They don't care."
No, they don't care. They really don't care. They're not interested.
But if they saw your work, they should be
Yeah.
interested. It's that gorgeous. Oh my
Oh,
word.
thank you. Thank you.
It
Yeah,
just
it is
pop
really, it's really joyous. And I think it's something that everybody can relate to is nature, isn't it? And
yeah.
flowers. And I don't know why I paint flowers, but they come so naturally to me. I don't have to think about it. And I paint a lot with my hands rather than brushes. So a lot of this is done with my fingers or my hands. I wear like gloves. And yeah, a lot of it is done with just plopping it on with my fingers or a palette knife. I just don't think I've got the patience for the fine brush strokes. And a lot of it is 3D effect with very thick paint. And yeah, it's quite different.
That's why I feel like I'm inside of the meadow every time I
Yeah,
look at it, and I feel like I'm walking through it. That's why.
yes. Yeah, thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm, like, sitting here going, "I feel like I'm in a meadow, like,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
flowers all around me."
Yeah, I think it just takes you away to another world. I think it stems from when I was a little girl and we had some fields near where we lived, and I would sit in there for hours literally and just look up at the sky. And I remember seeing all the wildflowers around me. And I think it's like that stayed with me. It was a place of peace and safety and quiet, and it was beautiful. And I think that's where I go back into that little peaceful haven.
Do you like flowers? If people buy
I
you
love
flowers?
flowers.
Oh,
I
you
love
love
flowers.
them.
I've got them all over the house. Flowers everywhere. My husband buys me flowers. I just adore flowers. Love them. Love
Oh,
my garden. My garden's full of flowers. There, I just love flowers.
perfect. It's the
Yeah.
perfect thing, and I think most people love flowers. See, I
Yes.
would love flowers like that. I don't like real ones because they die, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, me too.
But those make me happy because 'cause they're there all the time.
They last forever.
Yeah. So, we've talked marketing. Beyond marketing, what is one key strategy that has helped you advance in your career?
As I said, having my marketing background and having my organizational administration skills has been a godsend because a lot of artists have to pay someone to build their website. I mean, I went on YouTube, looked at a tutorial, built my website. I can do everything myself. And that's a big help. I'm not paying anyone to do anything else, where a lot of artists are just in that art painting zone and someone else has to do all the other bits. So I do feel very lucky that I've got the background. It's almost like it was meant to be.
So, your mom was right. You
Yes,
didn't need to know all those other things.
she was
Okay,
right.
mom, you were
Mum's
right.
always right. I have to let my sons hear that. Mums are always right.
And that's it.
Take
So,
note.
I know, it's like, "Okay, mom, you were right, I needed that skill." Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially financing. Finances for the simple reason that, I mean, you know how to control your money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's important, isn't it? So I'm
Yeah.
not having to get somebody else to do those things for me. So, and it's nice being a bit of a control freak. It's quite nice just doing it all myself and knowing where everything is.
So let's talk about control freak because we all have a tendency for hey, we're in the business that we're in because we all female entrepreneurs that I know have a little bit of control perfectionism type of thing
Yeah,
going on. How do you
definitely.
deal with that?
Uh,
Especially as an artist. Oh my god.
yeah, it is difficult sometimes because I think I know it all, and I don't, obviously. Um, but it's okay. It works for me because I'm on my own. I'm a one band, person, and I don't have a big team around me. It's not an issue with my career. I can be in control of that, and that's good. And even in home life, my husband and I are a really good team, so that works. And you know, he controls some things, I control some things, and but I control my art, and I don't like if my husband will say, "Oh, I could send this to someone I know," and I said, "No, no, don't get involved. This is my business." I'm very much yeah, like to keep a hold of my own thing.
I would probably look at him and say, "You threw out your art."
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what I would probably tell him 'cause
Yeah,
I'm bad like that. I'll tell my husband things like that. "No, don't touch it. You threw yours out."
yeah, I'll have to remember that. Yeah, well, you could have been here. Look what you did.
"Do you want a canvas? Here."
Yeah, yeah, here you go. You have another go. The thing
Yeah.
is, he's very self-critical, and if a line's wrong or some, he gets so annoyed with it and frustrated. Where I'm not self-critical, I know when to stop, and it'll be finished in my mind, and that's it. I don't need to go back 3 days later and, oh, I missed a bit, because I know that is how I want it. Control freak.
Well, it's a vision too. When you're
It
that
is a vision.
creative,
Yeah.
you have a vision, you create the vision, and that's where the vision is.
Exactly. So so my husband will say, "Oh, are you going to put a bit of white here?" And I said, "No, I'm not." That's how I want it. That's how it is. That's my vision.
That is just such a true statement because it's
Yeah,
like, leave it.
leave it alone.
And you know what? As entrepreneurs, we need to learn how to say, leave it alone. We
We do.
do.
Enough is enough.
It's good. It's perfect. Put it
Good.
out into the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be critiquing it your whole entire life.
Absolutely. And it'll take you forever to finish a painting because you'll never be happy with it. Where I know this is what I have in my mind and I'm happy with that.
Mhm. Be happy, put it out in the world, and yeah, could you make adjustments on another, like grow another world of it and make adjustments? Yes, and make some little tweaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you would have never put that one picture up,
Yes.
where would you be today?
It's crazy, Angel. And a week after I'd sold the painting, I got contacted by an art dealer who said, could he take my paintings and put them in galleries? And I said to my husband, oh, it's a hoax. It's obviously a scam. I'm not sending it. Why would he want to do that? I'm not established. And I got on board with him. And then a licensing company contacted me and said, can we put your art out there? And now they take all my art, not all of it, some of it, and put it in print form and put it in retail in all the shops. So those two things happened very quickly within weeks of me doing that first painting. I've been so lucky. It's almost like, it's all been lined out for me. I feel very, very blessed.
And you didn't go out like begging. It came
No,
to
it
you.
came to me
Amazing.
literally. It literally, all of these things did come to me. And it's a wonderful story. You couldn't make it up. If someone had said to me 6 years ago, oh, you'll be painting and you'll be in galleries and your paintings will be in all the stores, I'd laugh and I said, what paintings? What would I be doing? I'd be like, I don't know what you mean. It would never have been in my head. So I do feel very grateful.
Wow. Right timing. That's it.
Right
It was
timing.
your right timing.
It was my time, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I'll never give it up, and I'll work till I'm 120, and then that's what I'll be doing.
I can see that. I
Yeah,
can actually see
yeah,
that. I can envision that.
because
So,
it's so enjoyable. Yeah,
yeah, it's just you. All
yeah.
right. So beyond more artwork, beyond whatever, are there any other future plans or anything else you want to share with us?
Well, I've got lots of new collections coming out, so that's good. So I'm working really hard on those, and I've just finished a gorgeous poppy collection. If you go on my Instagram or Facebook, you'll see it. And I've done three different styles of poppies, and they're absolutely stunning. So I've got some new collections coming out, some more wildflowers. So they're work in progress as we speak.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
gorgeous. I'm sure the
Thank
art
you.
dealers are like flipping, going, I can't wait for them. When are they going to be ready?
Oh, I just feel so lucky. I in the Marylebone Gallery in London, I think I sold 8 originals in December. Big ones, small. I just thought, wow, this is amazing. So people, I think, see them and think it brings a little bit of joy and happiness. I think, and well, they do. When I sell paintings, customers will reply to me and say, "Wow, I look at it every day. I touch it. It makes me smile." And yeah, it's really nice. That's really rewarding when I hear things like that.
Yeah, it makes them peaceful because you've poured your heart into it.
Yeah.
It's evident.
Yes, absolutely. And so much feeling has gone into it, and people see that.
So, if you had a superpower for just 24 hours, one day, what would it be?
I think I would like to be able to fly. Well, my parents live in Ireland and they're getting older now.
Mhm.
And I've just recently been over, but I'd like to be able to fly over and have a coffee every other day. Or, I speak to my dad every day on the phone. And it would be nice if I could just pop in for a coffee. And, I do go over as much as I can, but it's not as easy. So yeah, I think I'd be Superwoman.
So, I speak to my mom every day, and my dad's in the
Yeah,
background going, "Hey." So,
yeah,
do you have the same thing? It's your dad, but your mom's in the
yeah,
background? Okay.
yeah, yeah. There's always they're all together and everyone's talking at the same time, and it's all a bit chaotic, isn't it?
Yes. It really is. It really is. And I live about an hour and 15 minutes from my parents. So yeah, that would be good to just pop
That would be
in, have a cup of
nice.
coffee, pop out. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be lovely.
it would. So what's one fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
I was actually in the Miss Ireland competition in Ireland, and I was in the Dublin final. And I didn't really feel comfortable at that. I wasn't, yeah, I was 23 years old, so I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't feel comfortable in the environment. So I never did anything with it. But I've got all my paper clippings of when I was in the Miss Ireland competition, and that is, yeah, I like having those in the background.
That's amazing. And you're absolutely gorgeous. I
Thank
can
you.
yeah, you're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah,
Oh,
you,
thank
you
you.
should have won. But that's
Oh,
okay.
thanks.
That's our opinion. No.
Yeah, that should have won.
All right. What about a book? What is a favorite book of yours?
Well, my favorite book is something very simple, and my mum sent it to me years ago when I first moved to the UK, which was about 28, 29 years ago. It's a long time. And it's quite an old book now, and it's quite well read. And it's just a little book of quotes and sayings. And I will just throw it down and see what it opens. And that's my quote for the day. And they're really beautiful little, just gives you a nice feeling first thing.
Do you know the name of the book? Or did
Um, no, I can't remember.
Okay.
I think it's called Sunshine or something like that. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
beautiful. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What about a favorite song?
Well, it's a bit cheesy. I like a bit of cheesy music. When I'm working, when I'm painting, I have to have music on. And so it's a whole variety of things, a bit of cheesy pop, a bit of 80s. But The Eye of the Tiger from Survivor is my song because I go for a walk every morning, a brisk walk. I've got my earphones in, and it just motivates me. It's just a
Mhm.
real, just a real motivator song.
And it's not cheesy. It's perfect. I love it.
Yes,
The Eye of the
perfect.
Tiger is a good song.
It's a great song.
Do you punch it out too while you're
Yeah,
doing it?
I'm walking around, punching it
Oh,
out
yeah,
around
you're
the
punching.
park, everybody looking at me thinking crazy lady, but hey.
All right. Do you have a favorite quote?
I think my favorite quote is if you can dream it, you can do it. And I thoroughly believe that. It might take a lot of work, and in my case, it might take a lot of time. But I do believe if you can dream something, you can do it. Nothing is unachievable.
100%.
Absolutely.
How do you stay motivated? Or do you need to?
Coffee and the eye of the tiger.
People ask my husband, "Does she wake up like that?" And he's like, "Once she says her first word, it's over."
Yeah, that's it. I'm the same. I need a coffee before I can speak to anybody.
How can our audience stay connected with you?
So everybody can find me, Siobhan McEvoy Art on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, where it all started, TikTok, so all the social platforms, and my website, which you can link at the end. So yeah, so it's plenty of me out there.
And I love the fact that you shared that it's not just your art you share. You have to share yourself because they want to know who is behind
Absolutely.
the
And they want
artwork.
to know who you are and what you like and what you do. It's important, isn't it? And it's interesting to find out all these things like what we're doing today, interesting to find out other things about someone who paints and what else do they do and what else are they like. Yeah, it's really interesting.
It is. So, what else would you like to share with our female entrepreneurs before we leave today?
I think I've got most things in. I think what I'd like to share is put on the eye of the tiger and get out there and do
Perfect.
your thing.
Siobhan, thank you so much for being with us. You totally rock. You're amazing. I
Oh,
cannot wait to see you in the magazine.
thank you. I've really enjoyed it and thanks for your time, Angel.
Thanks. You're fun. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.